Melinda Perry. How long have you been coming to the church here, Melinda? Little less than a year. Ron didn't recognize her face, but then with the church at roughly 8,000 members, it would have been easy for her to blend in. So many others did. What attracted you here? He asked, putting his marketing hat on. He couldn't help himself sometimes. 17 years of good marketing sense had built up Hillside Community Church. She looked at him. You? Another electrical snap went off inside him, and this time it tripped an alarm. Danger here. Remember last year. Yet he found himself wanting to know exactly what Melinda Perry meant. What could that hurt? I listened to you on the radio, she said. Made sense. His sermons were recorded and played on L.A.'s second-largest Christian radio station 3 times throughout the week. Well, I'm glad somebody's listening, he laughed. She didn't laugh. You don't know what it meant. You saved my life. Now he was hooked. Really? Oh, yes, you preach from the Bible, right? Always. Well, he attached Bible verses to his favorite topics. You were talking about something to do with heaven. Do you remember that? He fought the temptation to smile. I talk about heaven quite a bit. In this one, you said heaven was going to be a place, a real place where we'll live. Yes, that's what the Bible calls the new earth, and the streets made out of gold and all that? All that, yes. And I was thinking of snuffing my candle, Pastor Ron. I really was. You don't know what I've been through. She paused. Anyway, I was flipping around the radio stations and I heard you. I heard your voice. I thought, what a nice voice. You really have cool tones, Pastor. Thanks. Heat seeped into his cheeks. And what you said about heaven made me cry. It really hit me, and that's why I started coming to Hillside. I sit in the back mostly. I don't want people to get too close to me. But why not? That's part of the reason I'm here. To tell you why. Did she have a boyfriend? She looked like she could have many boyfriends. But I'm afraid, she said. Of what? Talking about it. He wanted to know. Would it help to talk to a professional counselor? I can arrange it for you to have a free session with it. No, I want to talk to you. You're the only one who can help me. There are others who are trained. No. She almost sounded angry. You have to tell me first. Tell you what? If God can ever forgive me. Without so much as a beat, he ran off a familiar message. That's what God does best. He forgives us. Anything. Anything? Even something so bad? She looked down. There was no way he was going to let her go now. He almost got up to put a comforting hand on her shoulder, but the alarm sounded again and he stayed in his chair. Go ahead, tell me. Take your time. He watched her chest rise with breath. All right, she said. It started this way. Dallas Hamilton put her hand over her left eye and said, Whoop-de-doo. The boy looked at her, confused, then shook his head. That's not a pirate. You think all pirates have to say, Arr? The boy, a 6-year-old named Jamal, nodded tentatively. How boring. You can be any kind of pirate you want. That's the thing about the imagination. And this ship can be as big as you want it to be. Dallas picked up the square of styrofoam from the craft table, took a straw, and stuck it in the middle of the square. The boy and his mother watched Dallas as if she were a diamond cutter. See that? Dallas said. That's the mast. What's a mast? Jamal said. The place where the sail goes. We're going to put a sail on the straw, see? Dallas held up a square of construction paper. And that's how you get a sailing ship. And here's the best part. Dallas took a couple of thumbtacks and a rubber band from the clear plastic box on the craft table. She carved out a square section from the stern of the foam boat and now secured the rubber band across that span with tacks. And this is where we're going to put the paddle. You wind it up in the rubber band and it'll make the boat go in the water. No batteries required. That's nice, huh, Jamal? The boy's mother said. Her name was Tiana Williams. She was 23. But to Dallas, she looked 10 years older. The ugly puffiness around Tiana's right eye was part of the reason. It marred what was otherwise a pretty face of smooth, dusky skin. That's your ship, Dallas said, and you don't have to be like any other pirate. You can say whoop-de-doo or any other word you want. Jamal smiled. It was what Dallas had been looking for all along. Smiles rarely occurred inside the women's shelter on Devonshire. 6 years ago, the church board at Hillside Community gave Dallas the go-ahead to start Haven House, a place where abused women could find safety. The board appointed her to oversee the daily operations and fundraising. She also taught classes in child-rearing and women's self-defense. On a couple of occasions, she'd given a room in her own home to one of the women, for a few days anyway, when Haven House got over.